Hello there, traveler, and welcome back to the world of Kymaticus, where through the roles we play, we spin our tale. This is our original D&D 5e session here on Forward in the Saves. I am Alexander, your weaver of tales, and as always, I am joined by my companions, Tyler, John, Cassie, Dylan, and Viper. So, without further ado, hang up your cloak, grab a drink, and kick back as we dive into this chapter of Kymaticus. Ow! All right.
Dang.
So.
That intro's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I've been watching for forever, and then I get to see Eclipse come up, and I'm like,
It's me, Eclipse.
His
The
eye.
making of like Cerseus, he went from this like gigantic, roided up, beefy guy, and I was like, we should make him skinny or skinnier. And then we get the next picture.
He
and
somehow
he's
got
a
beefier.
scrawny, like
He's a
twig
twig.
looking guy, and I'm like, how did we not go in between?
let's aim for the middle. So, where we last left off, Hoplites once again still split up, all on their own vacation or trying to find something to do.
Vacation. Thanks
It's
to
officially
Damien.
over.
So Eclipse, you visited the gravesite of the man that you avenged, and learned the name of the one that gives you these powers. Onnach. The connection to Onnach that you have is growing. You received a small boon from him. Your blades, your scimitars do more necrotic damage than they have before. So, Eldon, you volunteered for the guard.
Yeah.
Fought a man named Reich, and rightly kicked his ass. So,
God, you love to see it.
you ended up kind of dealing with some shady guards, and
Oh, they definitely went in. I'd be like, all right, and they're all up, and I got to report this.
just in your off time, you were able to. Was someone trying to mess with you? You messed right back. Cerseus, you took your armor to Ella Valora, the Archmagus for Kalesh. Archmagus to your father and now to your brother. She said she would look at the armor, and she'll probably get back to you the next day. Hector and Rona, you went up to New Ironcrest, where you met Damien Thundermane, who is kind of making a rounds right now. First, he visited Kalesh, talked with the recent king, Drydell, and now made his way to New Ironcrest, where he might have alluded that he knows a little bit more than he ought to. And upon leaving, he said to Hector the words that have haunted him for about a year now. You have no right. Before he closed the door and left.
Yeah.
So-
Damien Thunder lame.
So, that is where we're going to pick up. We are inside of the great hall of New Ironcrest.
Dylan,
It
have
is
you been
sunset.
thinking about that this whole break?
I said it earlier, but I was muted and it was really embarrassing.
Oh, that's what the hand up was. That's what that hand up was.
I said high five, and then I did that. Like nobody reacted. And I was like, shit.
All right.
It looked less like a high five and more like a talk to the hand.
So
And that's why I was like, what is he saying?
we pick up from there. He just walked out. You have calmed him down for a moment.
Well,
Greg looks over to you, Hector. The same eyes, the same fear, the same realization that you have. What happens?
so, now that he's gone, so when Rona like reached out to kind of encourage Hector to stop, she was like open hand like on his chest, and now that he's out, she's like trembling. So she's gonna like grab him around his breastplate and look at him. We really need to talk.
Excuse me.
Hector will nod, then he'll just turn around and walk back into his council room.
It is silent again for a moment. And as the two of you turn to go talk, a little bit of chatter starts to rumble awake, and the doors are closed now. The two of you are in this empty council chamber. What do you talk about?
So she'll bring the harvester like back into its little demi plane or whatever, wherever it goes. And she's just gonna kind of start pacing for a second.
Yeah.
I think Thundermane knows who I am, really. And the implications for that, I'm having a really hard time wrapping my head around. When he showed up at the teleportation circle, he looked at me and asked who I was, and then said Honora. Wait. Realizing that she's been really stupid, she's going to cast Anti-Magic Field.
Okay.
Anyway, hold on. Let me cast this 8th level spell really fast. Yeah, anyway. If he knows, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Because the Emperor knows who you are.
Right. So what does that mean?
That means that meeting got a lot more complicated and could be potentially dangerous for you.
Okay. Okay. Should we just say something now? Should we call Thundermane back and be like, okay, yeah, you knew. Big whoop, here's the whole story. Or is that gonna matter because we held that information too long? Like, how are we supposed to, how does that information go over well anyway? They consider Culverot an enemy. I'm an enemy.
I know. Now they're going to see it. All besides our friends. I was afraid this moment was going to come, but it came a lot sooner than I thought it was. The best we can do is go to the meeting, present our case and everything we know there. We start panicking now, we look weak. Can't afford that. We look like we have something that we need to get off our chest before someone else does. Can't stoop to Thundermane's level. He's going to do everything he can to undermine everyone else because that's how he gains more power. It's just how he works. And if he and the Emperor are against us, then we just have to find our allies where we can otherwise. Hopefully the Emperor will still see reason outside of his little waist-level weasel that he has crawling around bothering him.
All right. Who are our allies? Who are the people that we know are on our side? Other than us.
You hear a knock on the door.
Who is it?
Arthur, we have dessert. It's ready, just so you know. At your own pace. You can hear
Arthur,
him
come
leave.
in.
Oh, if you call for him, he picks his head in. Oh, I thought you two were. Okay. He comes in and closes the door. Yes, my king and my king's item. Not item like a thing. Item like you two are an item.
Someone's about to
I
get
know.
murdered.
My king's.
You're digging yourself a deeper hole. I knew what you meant. Thank you. Please don't stress.
Okay, good. Just like that was wow. Yes, my king.
How have you heard any news from the Emperor ever since I left? Have you heard anything about him?
Left New Ironcrest the last time?
Since I left Amareth and left the country a year ago.
Oh. Have I heard anything about the Emperor and you in the last year? Nothing. No, he. Not that I can recall.
I'm only telling you this because how much I trust you. You've done right by me for a long time. And
Aw.
one of my closest counselors. This Rona is the Queen of Kavra.
I'm just going to look at him.
Her name, her birth name is Honora.
Oh, you're serious.
Yes. She is the rightful heir and current ruler of Kavrat as a whole. Thundermane knows this. The reason I need to know how the Emperor is because I need to know if New Ironcrest is in danger because of my relationship to Rome.
Just going to kind of like wilt just a little.
You're like really serious. Wow. Thought you looked different.
Then what?
I mean, you only hear about, Drow or.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not the case.
If you feel at all that the Emperor has been slipping or Thundermane has too much control, New Ironcrest needs to move immediately.
Well, the Thundermane hasn't really been making his rounds, I guess. I mean, that was the first time he's been here. The first time. So, before he showed up here today, he hasn't been around at all. And then the Emperor doesn't. Ever since Raceville became New Ironcrest, I haven't heard a word from him.
No rumors, any news of traveling, nothing.
No.
Is that odd to not hear from either of them?
I mean, my inner circle has changed since, Ironcrest, obviously, is most of them dead. But I don't really know. I mean, I'm not a member of the higher society, I guess, until this last year when Hector promoted me as a Thane. And I can only say I'm not sure. It could be a big deal or not. I don't really know. And I don't suppose Olaf or Keijo would know. You hear a massive like "ha ha" outside of the entire crowd in the hall cheers for something. You don't know what.
This is what I think it is.
Did it sound familiar to Hector?
Oh no! This was the entire Great Hall cheered.
Oh, the entire Great Hall cheered. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Me and Doom were thinking the same thing.
I talk to. There's some kings that I can talk to. There's a royalty I can reach out to just to get an idea. But what I'm seeing, Arthur, is that if Thundermane, even if Thundermane sees me as a connection to me as a threat, that's a connection to you in this town. And its placement out in the middle of nowhere up in the mountains, I mean, he could level this town. No one would ever know.
That's terrifying.
You know.
Hmm.
He is also involved with why Ironcrest fell in the first place. You heard what he said to me? I have no right. That is what the cultists who attacked me, they said the same thing. Because they threw me out of a window.
I am. If both of you will have to please excuse me if I'm overstepping here, but what he said to you, I mean, saying those words, it wouldn't be outside of the possibility. I mean, do you think maybe it might just be two phrases that just are the same, just used differently? And
Coincidences don't happen very often in our line of work.
Not with a man like Thundermane. He's a man who chooses his words very carefully.
So what, do you think Thundermane did this?
He is involved. Definitely involved. How, I don't know, but he is.
Right. I can do my best to keep my ear close to the ground and find any trace of anyone talking about this, but I'm a good designer. I'm good at designing, and I don't know how to.
I'm terribly sorry. I did not mean.
No. You didn't do anything wrong. I've been through one catastrophe in my life, and I don't know if I could take another one, especially one that I worked so hard on.
You have my word that no matter what happens, you will be protected.
Okay. You still want to go by Rona, right?
Please.
Right. Okay. Rona. Just Rona, not Queen Rona.
Please don't do that.
Okay, just Rona. just Rona. Like the just Rona. Okay.
It is imperative.
I can do this. I promise I can. I'm just a little flustered that.
No, that's okay. That's all right. But I need you to understand that this cannot come out of these walls.
Talk to Olaf about increasing security defenses and everything else. I'll come up with a reason. It's not a big deal. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
But I just need you. For someone who's so close to me, it's not fair for you not to know what situation that you're in.
Oh, I understand. I do appreciate it. I'm going to keep it in my mind when I'm out listening to things, you know. Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. I can promise you that. Arthur Wolfengal is a secret keeper.
For your life, I hope you're right.
I am. I am both a secret keeper and right.
I mean, I trust him.
Thank you. I'll make sure. Trust me, no one will hear it from me. I promise. He takes a couple steps back. I'm going to drink a little bit, if that's fine.
Please.
Right. He opens up the doors, and you hear the crowd cheer once more. And then you hear, chug, 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 chug. You two go over there, poke your head out. It feels good to see Grit standing on a table.
Oh!
Chugging down a flagon of whatever mead is there. As he finishes, says, "Oh, I've been back for maybe, I don't even know. I think I've had more of these than I have Bennett's back bin. Hey!" And he's like steps out and starts to walk over to you two. It's been a long time since I've seen you lot. How are you?
Not as good as
The
you,
fake
it
eye
seems.
just drifts down. Oh,
Maybe.
My face
So
gets droopy
lightweight,
when I-
are we?
Not a lightweight. You don't know how much I've been drinking out here, do you?
How much have you been drinking?
Well, you heard them cheer?
Once.
Since then.
Like consistently?
Yes.
Or just one time?
It's just-
Okay.
Positive.
Anyways, I'm back and I'm glad. You guys seem sad.
It's just the weight of the world. That's all.
No,
Nothing new.
not into it. He opens his eye. It's like it's the pupil side is like not facing you guys.
I still have, okay, this is a point of note. I still have anti-magic field up. Does that do anything to his eye?
Does it follow you?
Yes.
Yes. Blimey. It's like
Wait, like it disappears? His eye
it's just-
disappears?
he can't control it.
Oh!
He doesn't know why. Grit has a fake eye that is magical and helps him out sometimes, but an anti-magic field,
I love how it just
it's just.
Grit, I've never seen your... Oh.
Oh, there it goes.
And I'm just gonna like turn off the...
I had it and then I lost it. Oh,
yeah.
faces forward. There we go. That's much better. Anyways, glad that the two of you are here and safe. And I have brought a friend, Jane Cantor. And he points to a familiar someone that you saw a long time ago on a boat when you took care of Orion the first time. The Killing Song, Jane Cantor. As she kind of looks over when her name is spoken, she's like, "Oh, it's them! Oh, hi!" Jane looks over to you guys, walks over to you guys. Suited up pretty well since the last time you met. Nice. Thanks for the ale, Mr. King. And she goes back over to drink wherever she was drinking. Right, well, it's been a long journey. I'm going to go ahead and go over there and, indulge myself. So,
Enjoy.
hey, if you need anything,
Good to see you.
let me know. Grit's the name. I'm your man. You know it. By the way, I meant to tell you, totally passed off a wyvern has a dragon the other day.
You've probably had plenty enough practice.
Just
Hear
saying.
about Driver Serpent.
Wait, that was you?
We have permanently one-upped you. Forever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have its head?
Why would I need to prove anything to you? It's dead.
Well,
No, Grit has a point. He's beaten us. We don't have
What?
a head.
from what I hear, there was a giant there. And, giant dragon. Money's on the giant. Oh, there's a couple people there helping him. Probably the giant did it.
Right.
Anyways, I'm sure you helped. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure you helped. It was probably, you were there, emotional support, something like that.
Something.
Good for him, but no head, no keel. And he like goes off. Deuces. Tonight's fun time. Tomorrow serious. He goes over to drink. So we're gonna cut away over to Eclipse. You have spent the beginning of your day looking for said gravesite and trying to make your way back. And unseen, you ate fish. You did this whole, normal Eclipse day. You went out and then you found this alchemist. And you spent 6 hours with him. 300 gold later.
Yep.
You are on your way to learning how to craft potions. Because you have chosen such an esteemed mentor and are paying as much as you are given tips that kind of excel the process of learning. You are able to learn things at a higher level because of the wisdom that comes with this dragonborn, not so much just the knowledge. And essentially, the time that it takes to learn a skill with a master in its craft teaching you is cut down by 75%.
Whoa, nice.
I'm gonna be best friends with this dude.
So, if I may, Renald van Dresden is essentially setting up the next day to finish off your first real lesson. As he engulfs a good bit of things into this. A lot of it being healing. You wanted to learn healing first. So he prioritized healing and what you need to do to be able to craft said healing potions. He reveals to you that there are a list of items that you use to brew together and make a potion as such. However, if those items are hard to come by, he gives you a secondary tier list of them. Some that might be easier to see out in the wild, some that might be more prevalent in some shops, or even just some flower places that sells flowers or plants or something of the like. You learn a lot, and you are given your very own alchemist kit. Given, not paid for. It is given to you. But it's a little bit special. He's taken a liking to you, whether it be from just the two of you being different in a world where a lot of things are very similar, or maybe the way that you handled those three in a shop were actually really amusing to him. But he's taken a liking to you. He's given you an old set that he used to use, a personal set of his. It has, a little bit of wear and tear on it, but for the most part, Renald keeps very, very good care of his belongings. Without a second look, you would think this is straight out of a brand new box. But upon further inspection, you can just tell it's been cleaned a lot. So, it is still in marvelous condition. And it's a lot better than what you could buy at just some store. And the make does not seem to be from this continent or the continent of Ilimsara. It seems to be from Onnach, which makes it even more rare. Rarer. So, 6 hours go by. After tomorrow's lesson, you will know how to craft the 4 tiers of healing potions.
Whoa, awesome.
And just those 4. Outside of that is extra. But another 300 gold spent tomorrow, and you will be set. And then I will give you the appropriate material component list so you could search for these things when you are out and about.
So if I did like a full day in just 12 hours the next day, can I start on other potions outside of just healing?
You would have to convince him to keep his shop closed for a little bit longer. So what do you say to him to persuade him?
I'm actually buying things.
He's gonna
Instead of stealing,
That's a good
running
argument.
through.
he's
and
looking over at
tasting
a potion
everything.
as he's showing you how it kind of goes, and he just kind of looks up to you. What would you like to learn next?
Poisons.
Daring, aren't we?
I won't eat them though.
I would really hope not. Or else this lesson's over.
You want to do some protection, or you want to deal some damage?
He will concede. Since that is a very good point. And he will He will opt to keep the shop closed tomorrow and just do a full. How long did you want to do?
I want a whole 12 hours.
Okay, a whole 12 hours of learning.
So that's 600.
Okay.
And then I'll also tell him that on my travels, I'll pick like the herbs and stuff that he shows me, and I'll bring him some back. Especially if we go to like other continents and harder to reach locations.
Do you plan on going back to Onnach at any point?
If my travels take me there.
If they do, there is a marvelous pinkish red plant that grows in the deepest of the jungles. It sticks out like a sore thumb, but it is rare to find. It's called a heart leaf. They are beautiful. They are said to have healing properties to them, but I do not want you to chop it up and bring it here. I would like for you to put it in a pot and bring it here. It is hard for me to get out of this place. But for someone like yourself, maybe you could do this for me. Bring it back to me, and I'll give you a full day of lessons for free. Deal?
I reach my paw out. A good deal.
Good. He clasps hands with you. Now, back to this. And he continues to learn with you. And the 6 hours today comes to an end. You leave the shop. It is sunset. It is nightfall now. The sun is just going down the horizon. What do you do?
I want to very carefully and highly aware of my surroundings make my way back to the castle to go get dinner.
Okay. You very quickly
after
it's supper
after
time."
I thank him for, my time with him.
Well, thank you for your money. See you tomorrow. Bright and early. And you head on back to the castle quickly, catch that meal, and you make your way back, and you have yourself a nice fancy feast.
Yes. Preferably engraving.
They have gravy for you. So, anyways, you do that. You're feeling pretty good right now. You've learned a lot today, and he also, you can write this down in your inventory. He gave you a very, very big textbook. It's kind of like Harry Potter-esque style, where his notes are strewn out throughout it. Except he's not a half-blood prince, but
He's a full-blood king.
he's a half-dragon prince.
I knew it. Another prince.
But his notes are thrown out throughout this textbook, and yeah. So you have that now. And if you were not able to learn from him, you can learn at normal pace from the book. I would say at actually half pace
With master's tips and tricks.
Yeah, I would say a half pace. Or no, you get 25%. We'll figure it
A
out.
quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter sugar.
But
That
so
doesn't work at all.
Gives you a negative 25%.
but you eat. Your day comes to an end. Eldon,
Excuse me, yes.
what do you want to do with these guards?
Once I make sure all the prisoners that are involved in Reich,
You ended up, after calling to get the other guards over here, you see the orc that is there just kind of acting like he was involved, right?
the one I yelled at.
Yeah. You can put him behind him. Yeah, that's fine. They're all going to the same place. Anyways. Yeah. Captain. Captain walks past. Hi, Elf. walks up to you. Roland, right?
Yes.
Out for a stroll today?
There's only so much I can do sitting in a house, and well, best to get back to the roots.
It's been some time. I was lower in the ranks when you were being trained as our guard. But very nice of you to lend a hand. You watched the orc just like, didn't know he was one of us at one point. He was trained by the best. Anyways. Thank you.
Oh,
this.
it's no problem.
Do you require a bounty? Do you need something?
Up to you. I'm not really picky.
Well,
I do want to see Captain Tuzak, though. I ain't seen him forever.
he took to the seas.
Really?
He did.
Why did he pick the place that hates me the most?
He decided he wanted to venture off to lands unknown.
Props him. He always talked about it.
To the east. All he said. I doubt Ilimsara was his destination. He understood the remnants of the falling, rather detrimental to that land, but maybe he went elsewhere.
Hey, who knows?
Who knows? Anyways, 35, our final count. Not
Nice.
bad. Actually, quite great.
If anything, you should make it 39, and I'll point a finger to the orc. Yeah, him and a couple others. Well, they got paid by Reich to bring me here.
Like snitch. You watch
Snitch, you want to go? And I'll like pull the moonblade out. You want to go? You saw what I did.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
My brand up on your knee.
He looks to you. Yeah, I trust you. You're gonna be pulled in for questioning, you and the other two. Or three, sorry.
Three. Yeah.
They're not there. Only the orc was there.
Yeah, I know. We'll get it out of them.
We will. Well, thank you. Well done. We'll
If
take it
anything,
from here.
I want to do this for the next couple of days. So let me know. I'm gonna be at the manor. Stop by if you need extra hands wherever, whether it be this or just helping people down on their luck.
Probably been sometimes since you've had one, but yeah, he gives you a badge on your breastplate.
Deputized.
You're essentially deputized.
Yeah, let's go. Deputy's badge.
You're still in the books, I'm sure, as a guard to some point. You know the rules. You know what to do. You know what you can and can't do. So
Yeah,
stick to them, and we won't have any problems. Good.
works for me.
And don't put yourself in too much trouble, please.
Nah, nothing I can't handle. After all, H.O.P.L.I.T.E.
And then about 20 other guards that are kind of in the area take the 30-some that are getting arrested and takes that one orc for questioning. The other guards probably soon to follow. So that was pretty much middle of the day. But rounding up everyone took a lot of hours. It's sunset right now. You head back to the house.
I'm gonna just stop by the mom and pop shop, just kind of see how they're doing.
Okay.
It's been a couple days, and I just wanted to just check in.
You stop in. You see the same faces. They have not changed. But as you walk in, essentially they're like an hour till close. But you walk up. Oh! What?
How you doing? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. Come on in. He brings you in, and you walk in. Paul brings you in, and he seems excited about something. He pulls his back. We worked our asses off. Almost literally. But here, he brings you to the back room where you were at one point with him. He shows you just kind of on its own little mannequin and a shield on the table. We just finished it.
Oh,
We just finished it. So, did they, you paid half or full already?
I paid full.
Okay.
I told them don't give me a discount for it, but they gave me a discount because of their secret.
Okay. Try it on, please. We'll give you privacy if you need privacy.
No. It's armor. I've
Good.
clothes on under it. It'd be weird if I didn't. It just takes the 5 minutes to doff it. I'll kind of while I'm doffing it, I'll kind of run my hands like over the new set, kind of feeling whatever engraving is, because I told him to do whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't super flashy.
So it's not super flashy, but it is subtle. The engravings, you do see Elvish engraved upon it. It kind of follows the highlights or the seams in the armor, so to speak. It reads something. You kind of get glances of it here and there, but you'd have to try to find where it starts. You want to take a minute to do so?
Yeah, just kind of running my fingers over it, feeling the grooves. What did you say? I can't really find the start to it. I'm just kind of like feeling it, making sure like everything's still weighted.
Well,
properly.
you told us where you come from, and we might have done a little bit of research on Roland. Should I say Rolandell? Yeah. This is the Oath of Hancor. We etched it from start to finish along the seams of your armor. The Hancor Oath was, if you recall, to protect, to honor, and avenge. Yes, it's mainly for a forest and wildlife and all that, but I figured, Roland, close enough, but different, and you're a hoplite, so you already do those things on a daily basis, and yeah, there you go. It's connected to you, and it is who you are now, so I thought it was pretty neat. Margaret did all the little engravings. I'm the one that enchanted the armor, however. So, there you go. Armor itself still has kind of like that, silverish, grayish hue to it. It is still just like armor.
Yeah.
But it does have slightly golden tones on the seams and the highlights. There you go. And the shield. The shield. You look at it, and embossed on it seems to be the tree of Hancor. Self-explanatory, I guess. As you enjoy this and dawn up, we cut over to Cerseus. What are you doing,
Beating
Cerseus?
to death with his cutthroat in an alleyway.
Laying there as Cato monologues to this.
Probably
man.
wondering how I got in this situation.
So that's actually the whole point of the campaign. It's like Cersei's like, I bet you, and that's how I got here. And then everything's just been a recap of Cersei, like with Cato monologuing, and be like, why are you like this?
All right, so
And so this is still the same day I dropped off the armor, right?
yes, you have to wait till tomorrow.
Okay. What Cerseus is gonna do is he'd probably stay around the castle, but he would like to go talk to Alistair, his brother, first.
Okay. It's not too hard to find him. He's on a balcony up high, kind of near the king's chambers. There is kind of like this awning type thing that you can walk out to. It's mainly reserved for private meals. You've been up here quite a few times growing up, but he's up there just having a drink by himself, just thinking right now. You enter, and he turns to you as he overlooks the east over the sea. He turns. Oh, come. Let's. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. I went and saw Valora.
Oh,
It's been a while, but seems like
She-
she missed me.
oh, she did. She did. She would ask me if I was in talks with you. Quite a lot, actually. And I told her, I said, no. He'll come back one day. Thanks for
Wish I
not proving
could've.
me wrong. That would have been weird.
It would have, but I'm glad I came back. I'm sorry I wasn't in talks, but I think you understand why.
Yeah.
I do have a question about this meeting coming up, and I didn't know if you knew of anything we needed to prepare for, or if you've heard any word.
I haven't. Emperor apparently made a trip to Radesh, I guess. Don't know why. But, I don't know. I heard Damien Thundermane was around here earlier today, speaking with Father.
Unfortunately.
I don't like him.
I don't think a lot of people do.
He's a weird one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's aggravating. He loves to push buttons, but I think he's got something hidden. He's definitely got his own things that he's wanting to do, his own agenda. But well, have you decided anything on the king? I know we've been talking about whether you wanted to keep it.
Father seems relieved almost that he doesn't have this responsibility anymore. At first, I thought immediately to just give it back to him. It was his, but I feel like I need to take it on, but not so much for Kalesh or for myself, but for him. I think it would benefit him.
I think so too. And you're going to be a great king. You've led these people for so long. I would offer to take it from you and be king, but I don't know how well that would go over with my past history.
One day at a time. Maybe if some chronomancer puts me into a deep slumber where only a fraction of my soul is there, then maybe, then by all means take it. But
you're
for
not
right
gonna
now,
do that easily. At least this time we know how to fix that.
I missed you. I did. In fact, I was just up here thinking about all the king stuff. And what to do. I think our father wants to leave. Like, not in the bad way, but I think he wants to go out there and adventure.
Well, with his boating skills, I can guarantee I will never offer him up to sail us anywhere. Scared the shit out of me.
He is the most skilled and scary captain I have ever been on a ship with. Yes, I completely agree. But nonetheless, I'm going to sit here a while, think about some things, and I'll catch you later. Yes?
Maybe. My thought for next is I'm going to go let Father have more fun on a boat, and I was going to join him. So I may or may not be alive in the afternoon.
Well, best of luck.
I'll see you later,
As
Alistair.
you leave, we cut back up to New Ironcrest. Hector and Rona, you watch as Grit and Jane kind of lock arms and drink on a table. They are the life of this party right now. Mercenaries from a group called the Bloodhounds. You've known this. Grit has mentioned it. And they like to have a good time.
Seems so.
Is Olaf here or is he somewhere else?
Oh, Olaf is here.
All right, I'm gonna catch his eye and motion to him. Have him come over to me, or try to bring him away from everybody else.
He catches you after a moment and makes his way over. Yeah, laddie.
Come in the back real quick. I need to talk to you over something.
All right.
Then
He makes it.
doors are closed and everything.
Just you and him, or you, him, Rona?
Up to Rona.
What would you like to do, Rona? You can be
Um,
involved in this. You can go talk to someone else. Up to you.
I think Rona's gonna stay out of the meeting. Yeah. She's probably gonna wander towards Grit and Jane, to be honest with you.
Okay. You do. They are on the table, and as they finish kind of drinking and are locking each other's arms, they stop, and then they like throw the mug or the flagon in the direction that they are facing, and then they back up, meet hands, and begin to stomp on the table as they start a dance. And then you watch a lot of people like reach out and grab their stuff, pull it back, and a little bit of a tune begins to start, and Jane and Grit are dancing on the table together. Hector, you're in the back talking to Olaf.
I know what we have isn't the best, but I need you to prepare whatever you can and hold it ready, because my senses tell me the town is in danger. Thundermane. I'm not exactly sure what, but he has something to do with what happened. He was involved somehow. I can
What makes you say that?
Did you hear what he said when he left? You have no right. I can actually reach into my pocket or reach into my bag and pull out a slip of paper and give it to him. I found this the night that
I remember.
Right.
I'll be honest, it didn't cross my mind. I didn't even think about it, but it's a little bit of a stretch, I think, but not too much. What do you want to do? He's in a position of power right now.
The only thing we can do is be ready. That is just in the case that we can save what we can. Just prepare an exit plan for this. The people up the guards, just enough to be able to catch something to happen. Just have everyone ready. Sure, whatever. If he does bring anything down on you, you won't be able to hold it off. You can buy enough time. I'll do everything I can to keep that from happening. I'll go to Amherst and rip him apart and throw his head at the Emperor, then take his too if I have to. But I can't promise that I can stop. Just in case.
When's this meeting?
3 days from now?
I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Have a Shango with you.
Good advice. I can bring him up.
In fact, talk to a Shango. He's snooping around. It's Thundermane. Talk to a Shango. He's done great things for us up here. I trust him with my life.
Talk to him. See what he has to say.
Good. Rona, out there, you realize that for the majority of this day, you haven't seen Eamon since you first came here.
Mm-hmm. Is he in this room?
He's not.
She's gonna get up and wander off. See if she can find him.
You wander off. You make your way out of the Great Hall, through the town. It's very quiet. Everyone's at the hall right now. As you kind of walk through the town, you see a flash in the distance at the gazebo. Two figures
Harvester's out.
begin to walk your way. One of them you can see with a big feather hat. The other one wearing long robes and a hood. Armored robes. As Aemon approaches, he says to you, "Oh, they were very early. I thought they would be 3 weeks, like I said, but this is Tobias, the leader of the Covenant of White Sun. He is my other one, I guess you could say. Whereas we follow Torm, or we follow Helm, Tobias and his Covenant, we follow Lathander. But 9 from me, 9 from him."
She'll put the harvester away and reach out her hand to Tobias.
He reaches out. He has like a very nasty scar that he seemingly tries to keep hidden, but you can easily kind of see it under the hood. He reaches out. "Pleasure is mine.
Thank you,
Your name?"
Rona.
"Rona. Tobias."
Pleasure.
Helm.
Aha, I
God.
knew it! Oh no! Oh no! Another god's amongst us.
Aemon looks over. Good. Everyone's getting along. Come. There is a lot of drinking, just so you know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And he walks with you up to the Great Hall.
Tell me, Tobias, what is the name of your order again? I'm sorry.
The Covenant of the White Sun, my lady.
Where have we heard that before?
From Eclipse's backstory.
I thought we heard it somewhere else too, but okay.
Well, you two don't have too much fun in there, you potty animals. I'll see you later.
Rona,
Mm.
there's something on your mind.
Lots of things are on my mind. Thank you for
If
asking.
you want to pray,
I appreciate it. I'm actually about to go do that myself. Thank you.
I'll pray for you.
Much obliged.
Tobias says as well. As will I.
It is not necessary, but thank you.
The two of them walk in. I guess you walk into the Great Hall as well, since
I'm
where are you going?
trying to find an open spot large enough for my temple.
Okay. You can head westbound a little bit. Goes into the forest a little bit, but enough room. You might take down a tree.
No, not my trees.
No!
All right, go ahead.
It takes an
Swim on
hour.
that tree.
So
You sit down and you begin. Enough time passes.
okay.
Temple up.
I'm going inside.
Go inside.
And I am casting my
Say the word.
what is it called?
Say the word.
Projection spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cast projection.
Yes.
Your amped up version of message.
Yes.
So,
Sending on points.
Osmacus.
Ozymandias.
Oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Your War Master of Kavra.
And also technically my advisor. So
Yes.
The man gets
You
on the
cast projection to Ozymandias. You appear next to him as he's sipping tea, overlooking the balcony. Oh, this is new.
a little. Yes, thank you.
Rudimentary, where you are, stone.
Hey, the Temple of Shantae. I made it myself.
Then it is beautiful.
Thank you.
He sips some tea.
I have some bad news. And I don't know how to move forward from here.
Go ahead.
In 3 days, we are supposed to meet with the Emperor. A debrief
What
for...
up, Rick? Continue.
A debrief for the mission, quote-unquote, we had into Kavarat, right? Obviously, it did not go to plan. I honestly don't know what I expected to happen in this meeting, but a larger prick named Thundermane seems to have discovered my identity, my true identity.
How?
I'm not sure, but he called me Honora by accident or on purpose. Did it seem accidental when he said it? No, he said
Not
it
sure.
on purpose.
You're not sure.
You're sure there was something?
Okay. Whether it was a slip of the tongue or intentional, I'm not sure. I don't know how much he knows, but I know he knows something. And I feel like I'm walking into this meeting very vulnerable. And I'm putting a lot of people at risk. My relationship to Hector alone is putting his entire kingdom at risk. My presence here.
May I tell you something?
Please. That's why I called.
When I served your mother, she would ask very similar questions. Maybe not as dramatic as yours, but she would ask questions about what should she do. Every time I tell her the same thing. What feels right? So I ask you, Honora, what feels right? Are you wrong for hiding this? Do you feel wrong for hiding this information?
No, not at all. It's sensitive information and honestly mine. It doesn't belong to anybody else.
Do you feel wrong going to this meeting?
I don't feel wrong in going. I feel like something will go wrong. Has already gone wrong.
Those are two different things. Things go wrong all the time. But sometimes things go wrong when you're doing things for the right reason.
So, do I march in there and by all the light of Shantae smite down my enemies? It feels weird walking into a trap. It feels like a trap.
So be prepared. Have an out. Have an argument.
I'm just nervous that I'm not going to be able to talk anybody down. Especially not Thundermane.
If you
For
want
sure not Thundermane.
to feel any better about the matter, that is something you and your mother share. I don't think either of you could talk down that hothead of an emperor. And Thundermane was equally as bad.
She had issues with him too.
They have spoken before. There were talks from time to time about brokering peace. Maybe it's not something that's talked about much in Aldahari, or Radesh for that matter, but
Wait. Thundermane spoke to my mother.
at one point, yes.
Then he would have known who I was from the moment he saw me.
How do you know? Because you look just like your mother.
He's known all along.
Maybe he has.
So then... This is worse than I thought. We've been set up for a long time. Probably from the onset of this mission. Or... the end goal wasn't for us to make it out of cover at all.
The message begins to fade. Got about a minute.
Okay. I need to identify allies, and
You have everyone in cover.
I know that. I meant on the side.
That is something you would know better than I.
I know. We should probably warn those allies too that this is gonna not go well. I feel like they would not want to be blindsided.
Most likely. Speak to who you feel is right to speak to. Trust your gut, your instinct. Look where it's gotten you. Remember that.
Yeah, and a heap of shit.
It also put you in power. Cover-Out. Reclaimed the Black Sands. Ended another war. Don't forget about those. The message fades.
I'll cast it again. I'm not done.
I thought that was a really cool thing to leave off on, and you called me right back.
Sorry.
You put
I just wanted to say one more thing. On the off chance, on the likely chance that this goes bad, and I'm not able to talk him down, we need to be prepared.
What would you have me do?
Have you all studied the crystals at all?
Some.
Do you
Not
think
getting very far with it.
if I sent you somebody who knew, or if I put you in contact with somebody who knew, do you think you could be able to do it?
It sounds like all the tools are there, yes?
I want an airship. I want a lot of them. But one specifically.
Okay. Never say never.
Is it possible to be selective about those who can scry in through that barrier you guys had put up?
We would know every time. So it's more like we would know if someone was doing it that we didn't want to. But we'd know everyone who did it.
Right. But there's a way for it to go through.
Oh, it always
Regardless.
goes through. It can go through, should I say. If it's powerful enough, it can pierce the barrier.
How hard is it to put that back?
Say again?
How hard is that to put that back?
Maybe a month?
No, don't worry about it. I will put you in contact with somebody who has knowledge on how to work the crystals.
All right. Trust your gut. Okay?
Yeah,
Goodbye.
thank you. And I'll cut it off.
And the message. Hector. You talk to Olaf. You walk out. Is there anything else you wanted to say to Olaf before we moved on from that?
I told him about the thing, do some stuff. No, I think I covered my bases with him.
Alrighty. You walk out. And walking in the doors, opposite end of the Great Hall, you see Eamon in a hooded figure. The two of you lock eyes from across the way. Eamon looks to you. He waves, gingerly walks around all the drunkenness that's going on, recognizes Grit. You hear him say, "Good to see you, Grit." And you hear Grit say, "See, good you too." And Eamon continues. He makes his way up to you with this cloaked figure. My brother, I present to you Tobias Denegast, leader of the Covenant of the White Sun. He is bringing 9 of his own to help aid in the fight to take back your land. So his troops plus mine, 20 warriors powered by gods.
Fantastic. Great to have you here, Tobias.
A pleasure to be here. He kind of just gives you like a little bit of a bow, and you do see that he is scarred pretty bad on the face.
Messed up. Well, I'm sorry to make this short. I'm very happy to have you here. You're more than welcome. This is your home as much as mine. But I do have some matters troubling me, so I'll have to cut this short. Great
Of
meeting
course. A pleasure. Him and Eamon just kind of gives you a nod. If you want to pray together, Hector, I'm here. You need only say the word.
Thank
He gives you a nod, and him and Tobias go and sit somewhere and drink water.
The life of the party.
Yeah. So,
Sounds good.
Right.
Hector will notice that Rona's gone.
Hector will notice that Rona's gone.
To the bathroom.
Yeah.
But as you look for her, Eclipse. It's nighttime. You are
Yes.
you are back. You have eaten. Anything you wish to do before you end the day?
Now that she finally knows his name, she's going to actually, when she goes back to her room, pray to Onnach and just like thank him for showing her the way, thank him for like being with her and by her side, and for the grace that he has bestowed. And if there were any others within the city that are in need of change.
That is
So,
such an innocent way.
you-
To put, is there anybody else that needs murdered here?
You
In my
have,
defense, it's either like bring
way
them
to
back
say
from
it.
the dead or kill them.
yeah, it's 50-50.
It's a coin toss, literally.
As you pray,
You're 1 and 1.
you feel the presence of Onnach. It doesn't ever feel like it ever leaves you. But in the moment that you pray, it feels like you're directly speaking to someone and they are listening to you. Almost as if they are right next to you. You get an answer via your feelings. You do not hear a knock. But you feel there might be. But they are insignificant at this moment.
Dang.
Oof.
So to
Yeah, I
speak,
pop up
so
and
that way, because you feel this, you would know what it is that is coming across. Nothing big enough to warrant you going out of your way.
If it happens, it happens, kind of a deal.
Yeah. So you feel safe in just learning right now from Renaud and progressing that. And if there's anything else you want to do, you feel the freedom to be able to do it.
That's probably it. Yeah, because at this point, I know that Hector and Rona have gone off to do something, and everyone's kind of just split apart. And I'm like, they'll come get me when they need me.
No.
Hopefully, if they remember me.
Guys?
I'm an official
Hello?
H.O.P.L.I.T.E, where's the rest of the H.O.P.L.I.T.E?
Or
Yeah.
Eclipse got Home Alone.
We forgot
Don't
Eclipse at
worry.
home.
I'll have something for you soon.
So, Eclipse.
Uh-huh.
Where you are staying, it's a pretty luxurious room. Big open, big bed, and a giant open balcony with these double doors that sprawl out onto.
Those are locked and the blinds are drawn.
Here an elbow. You have a big open balcony that you can see right into. No, thank you.
Conveniently easy to climb.
Or put a
Yeah.
bomb on.
Oh, hush. That was
Yeah.
outside a window.
Still.
And there were two of them, if I recall.
I am so terrified now,
Oh, we've had many problems with windows and balconies.
including
In
me.
the
Windows,
ocean.
balconies, boats, just existing
Water
in
and
general.
drill.
Sleeping was a
Hector
big
and
one for a while.
Cerseus have stormed through a balcony door.
Literal
That's
time
true.
itself.
Time itself. Yeah.
Time itself
Time
is out
itself
to
is
get
kind
us.
of
Sleeping.
wonky.
Sleeping, yeah, sleeping. The
Before
balcony
I
door.
do actually end up going to bed, I'm gonna check everything because I'm paranoid.
Right.
Totally.
So, you begin to check some stuff. You look around, Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And just to double check, you do go up to the balcony. The doors are shut. The curtains are drawn in front of it, locked and all that. You go up to it. And as you kind of peer back the other way slowly, you see a hooded woman waiting there. She seems non-threatening. Her arms are crossed. She is leaning back against the balcony, looking at you. Now, you would assume directly into your eyes, but her hood with the darkness outside, you cannot make out any features. You can only tell a light hint of red.
That's creepy.
Does she
She-
wave back?
Yes, she waves back. She steps forward, taps on the glass. You can see the appearance a little bit better now. She wears kind of a tightly fit, almost wrapped, like clothing. It is like a deep red. It almost kind of the way it wraps around the waist. It you see it's actually holding like knives. She seems a little suited up.
She's
She
she's
too.
decked out. Great.
She too has boots that go up to her knees. And she kind of has a little bit of a baggy clothing situation down on her thighs. And then this sash kind of runs down the middle of her legs, about down to her knees. Her waist kind of wrapped repeatedly with the whatever weapons in it. On her side, you see two daggers attached. On the sides of her boots, you see two daggers attached. She has a deep blood red hood and cloak, and kind of elements of a black garment kind of threaded in with all this red. And she has a mask that covers her nose and below, which is also black. Her eyes, kind of an amber color, look at you through this window. She taps on the glass, beckoning for you to open it.
Do it.
I like motion here and then pull down to like tell her to pull her hood down.
You see her roll her eyes. She pulls the mask down. And you see, this is a human you are looking at. She pulls the hood down slightly. You can see that she has crimson red hair. It looks thin and straight for the most part. And as she looks to you, you see her mouth open. You sound
not a
more like a
mummy.
Tuscan Raider? Jeez.
Honestly, I just kind of look at her and I was like, I can hear you just fine through the glass.
Almost jokingly, she goes,
I'm gonna die tonight. And I slowly unlock the door
she waits for you to open it.
and push it open.
She'll grab the handle on the outside.
And I am just on edge.
Are you Eclipse?
Who are you?
Explain that in a moment. She kind of moves her way in. She gets real close to you and closes the door, locks it, and pulls the blind shut.
I back up out of range.
Whatever range is.
Whatever it
30
seems
melee.
melee
Back
is.
up. She
Yep.
looks to you. Well, you don't have me to worry about. She walks past you over to the door that would lead to the inside, to the back out into the palace. She locks that. Then she reaches over and grabs a chair. A chair to this vanity.
I
that's
thought
in
you
the
were
row.
gonna reaches over and shoom.
She grabs the chair and like kind of pushes it up against the door handle leading to the palace. Now, she approaches, takes out this golden device that looks like it kind of has these layers of rings on it, and she puts it onto the ground. She takes a step back and beckons you to come near.
Slowly step forward.
When you are getting like close enough, she reaches out and grabs you and just pulls you to be a little bit like quicker. And then she snaps her finger. You watch this little golden device. A piece of it comes out of the piece that she put on the ground. As it spins, a bubble is cast around the two of you. We are safe to talk now. My name is Scarlet Vance. You are a new member of the Hoplites, are you not?
That's what they said.
Right. Well, have you heard them talk about a man named Ashenga-Yor yet?
No.
Right. The Hoplites are very close to someone named Ashenga-Yor. You'll probably hear that name relatively soon. I'm Ashenga's personal assassin.
Nice to meet you.
But not just assassin, though. I'm also, like, a spy.
Uh-huh.
I came to warn you. Well, not really warn you, but look, the Hoplites have a meeting with the Emperor in just a few days. And it's a little bit too risky to talk to any of the others right now. Cerseus, Rona, Hector, or Eldon, they're all being watched. And I would presume that you are too, at least lately. I come to you to offer an escape, a secondary plan. On the day of the meeting, where the Hoplites go to speak to the Emperor, there's a bookstore in the noble district on the way to the palace. The alley that is on the left side of that bookstore. I will be there Walk down, snap your fingers 3 times, and I will appear. Ashanga will be able to explain more when the time comes, but until then, tell the hoplites what I have told you. Trust in me. Come to this alleyway on the day of. And please go to this alley before you go to the Emperor. It might be your only chance. That is all I have to say. Nice to meet you, Eclipse. She reaches down, pushes that little spinning ring thing back into its little pocket on the floor, picks it up. This little bubble, which had almost like a pinkish hue to it, goes away. Like it sucks back into it. She puts the mask up, puts the hood up, gives you a wink, and goes over to the balcony. Unlocks it, steps outside, steps onto the ledge of the balcony, and jumps off. Damn.
I immediately leave my room and go and find the barracks. And I'm bunking with them tonight.
Guys?
I had a nightmare.
Dad, I'm scared.
It was a living nightmare.
That's the sad part.
You go- It takes only a little bit to find the barracks, and a couple of the guards seem really confused. So let me get this straight. You want to sleep here because you're scared to sleep alone in the really big bedroom with the nice view.
You know how I healed the king?
She's got a point, mate.
Shut up.
You know what? Take my bunk.
Good job. That's awesome. That was beautiful.
But just so you know, the you doing things without people questioning it, it's not going to last forever. But
And I just look at him. And I go,
I mean, she
"I
didn't
was
do anything
prepared.
wrong, mate. She's only asking to sleep because she's afraid.
I was prepared to sleep on the floor. I'm
No,
pretty
I'm the
used to it.
asshole. He's just walks out. The other guy is just like, well, you started it. Heard you like fish.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some in
I
the
love
back.
fish.
Come on,
Late dinner. And yeah.
little midnight snack. Just a kind of a big nice guard. Just takes you back to kind of where their dinner from earlier was, and there's some fish that wasn't eaten, but he just kind of heats it back up, and it's good as new. So you enjoy that, and then head to bed. You.
What about me? I did my writing already, all right?
Yeah.
This is when I wish I had the stenographer.
You're done, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we're on Cerseus now. Cerseus, end of the day. You after you talk to your brother. Anything you want to do today? Anything else,
I'm
rather?
assuming that was the afternoon, so I would have went to my
You
father
spoke to your
house.
brother more closer to sunset.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought that was afternoon, 2, because I thought he was having lunch. I'll still go to my father. Hey Dad, are you up for a late night boat ride?
Let's do it.
Give me one moment. I'll meet you at the dock.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna go crazy.
No, I just.
You and I are gonna
wanted
take
to go
out
see
a.
if,
We're gonna take out a much smaller boat.
do we have
Nah.
room for another in case I can convince her?
Convince who?
I was gonna go check if Eclipse wants to go. She hasn't. I haven't seen her in a while.
Sure, go ahead.
Sure, she's alone the past couple days. And Cerseus will walk out and fly. I'm assuming he knows her balcony room.
Yeah. So you You fly to the balcony?
Yep, I'm gonna fly to the balcony and knock.
You fly to the balcony and knock, and there is no answer.
Crap. I
You
forgot
are
she went to
so
the bed.
lucky. Because if she
I was
was
trying to
there,
go-
she would have stabbed you.
I was trying to go beforehand, but then you were like, "Oh, it's already nighttime." I was like, "Crap." Okay. Well, then, yeah, he wouldn't know that she went to the barracks, so he's gonna go back down to the dock.
All right. You head back down. No luck. You see your father working on essentially a small sailboat.
No luck. Looks like it's just me and you tonight.
All right. I used to take this thing out when I was a young boy. I went fishing a lot on my own. They didn't advise going on your own. But where's the thrill in that? So he hops on, and just as if he was never bedridden at all, just so naturally just operates this little boat, this little sailboat. You hop on. The wind is actually relatively strong tonight. He paddles a little bit to get out into more open waters and kicks up the sail. And before you know it, the two of you are sailing together. As he kind of stands and directs this boat on where to go, he says to you, "I'm going to leave Kalesh.
I figured that was coming.
Well, you're the first one I've told. I just, I've been down for a long time. Cersei, it's a long time. I don't have much left. I really don't. I want to see the rest of the world. I want to travel to all the 9 continents. See what it's like. I've been to one continent in my entire life. I want to see what this world has to offer. Your brother will be just fine. He's always been good. And you,
It's going to be a great. Oh, sorry.
you're going to have to watch over him. You know that. He has to live by a code that you don't necessarily have to. He's going to have to play by rules that you necessarily don't have to. And more importantly, being a king can really, it can guide you down paths that might put you in situations that you never want to be in. Keep him sane.
You're asking me to keep someone sane.
Yes. I
I'll do
figured
my
since
best.
that's an insane thing, it kind of equals out. So,
Well, I know Alistair
right
was
here,
thinking
he's-
you wanted to leave.
he
sorry.
interrupts you and like pumps the brakes on this thing.
Yeah,
Stand up.
Okay.
Stand up, stand up, stand up.
He'll stand up.
Now, lean over, but don't tip the boat. And look straight down.
The last time I did this,
Just,
it didn't end well.
just do it.
Okay, he'll do it.
You lean over. He kind of leans over as well. And below you, you see a cavern that runs like vertically down into the earth below the water. In it, you're not sure what types of gems they are, but they glitter back at you. The moonlight reflected in the water off of these as they kind of beam back. It illuminates this cavern underneath the water. Look at that. Isn't that something?
beautiful. Do you know what kind of gems those are?
I don't. And I don't ever want to know. I never sent any geologists to go over here and look. I never sent anyone. This is my secret I've kept for the longest time. I've never showed anyone. Not until you.
Well, I won't ruin that for you. I was curious, but if that's how you like it.
Well,
I'm so
ruin it
good.
or not, it's up to you. This has been the most I've
never-
gotten to explore the world. The most I've gotten to escape from everything that I've been my entire life has been this little cavern of wonder beneath the water, this little thing I can't reach, but I can see. And now, I'm off to go look at other things. If you want to stay here in this messed up land of H.O.P.L.I.T.E, this land of war, by all means. But if you do stay, help your brother. It is time for me to live. One day, you'll do the same thing. Pass off this mantle onto his child, or pass it off to someone entirely. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, who is the emperor, who is the king, who is the thane, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you and I are here right now. We're looking down, looking there. Look at what you see right there. That's a sight that very, very few people see. In hell, this past year, everything you've done, people have barely seen. Who you are, people have barely seen. But kings and emperors, these games of politics, it's all the same. It's all the same wherever you go. The name of the king changes. In the south, it's Cain. In the north, it's Emperor. I don't even know what it is in Kavarot. But other
Cersei's
worlds.
gonna get wide eyes.
Ilum-Sara, it's... I don't even know what it is in Ilum-Sara, because I haven't been. I'm going to let you have your meeting with the Emperor. But I'm not going to be there. I'm not even going to be here. Cersei, I leave out tomorrow.
Mara, I was gonna ask you to captain us over to the east. Could you wait a few more days?
A few more days. I highly doubt that you'll be able to think straight after this Emperor stuff anyways. He's always so demanding, wanting everything to be done in a specific way, or else he won't do whatever. I don't even care. How about this?
Oh.
Help out your friends, help out Hector, help out Rona, and definitely help out Eclipse, whatever she needs. Help her out. If she asks for a fish, by God, you get her a fish.
I'll fish for it myself.
And the other fellow, Eldon, from the south. Make sure you stay good with him. Having a friend from a different country is important. The culture you could learn, the things you can learn from. Why am I still here? If it was up to me, if I didn't have to sleep, I'd leave now. Cersei, I'd take you with me, but I know that you have your own responsibilities. I know that. But by God, I want to go so bad. I love you, son. And he comes over and just gives you a hug.
Cersei's gonna do something brave. He's gonna say, let's go back to port. I'll grab something from the castle. And when the time comes, I'll teleport back. I'll spend the next 2 days with you on the seas.
You
How
and
does
me.
that sound?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, let's do it. That sounds amazing. He turns the ship around, the little sailboat, and he heads back. Get everything you can. We leave tonight. He goes up to the to his room. He gets his things. You go up, get your things, and you guys meet again on your way out. And he says,
Well,
"Let me say goodbye."
Are we going tonight, or we were waiting until tomorrow morning? 'Cause I still
We're
gotta get my
going
armor
tonight.
tomorrow morning.
We're going tonight.
Wait, let's get some rest.
We're
Father.
going tonight.
I have-
Starts to like
Too
walk
late.
up.
Oh no! What have I done? I have to get the armor. I thought we were leaving in the morning.
Dude, you can get the TLDR the day of the meeting. Be like, hey, just write it down. I'll go.
He walks off to go say goodbye to his other son, your brother. He's gone for maybe 5 minutes before he comes back. All right, ready? Let's go. He kind of gives you a pat on the back, hand around the neck a little bit, like, come on, let's go, son. And he takes you down to the dock. Don't worry, live free, Cerseus. What is there to worry about? You're fine. Come on. And he takes you back out onto the
I'll
sailboat.
go with him.
You guys have enough stuff, at least for you, for the next 2 days. He seems to have packed quite a good bit, but honestly, it was quick. You think he's been thinking about this for at least a couple days now. So
Alex, I feel like you saw an opportunity and you took it because you were like forcing me on this boat.
Father,
I was
son
like,
bond
Can
time.
we wait till tomorrow morning? No, now.
Nah. He went, if I didn't have to sleep, I'd go now. And you went, and you literally went, well, I don't need to. I can teleport back. You opened that door.
So you are on the
No, I
sailboat
said I
with
could
your
go
father,
with him.
and he takes off. With one last time, you sail over that little crystal cavern beneath the water. It glows, and your father passes over it. And the two of you head aimlessly to the east. What type of monsters do you think are out here, Cerseus? We're in a sailboat, you know.
Would you like a list or an Excel spreadsheet?
Your
I
choice.
was about to say,
We'll do
Do
it.
you want stats on them? Do you want their sizes, their like ratio?
Look at the
of
stars,
male and female? I can
Cerseus.
give you anything.
The natural navigation for any seafarer. Look. You can look up and know exactly where you are. You're bogged down in the city, all the lampposts and all the light that there's. You can't even see it anymore. But look. And it is very beautiful. It's clear, crystal clear night. The two of you are heading east. In probably my favorite Cerseus moment of all time.
Yeah.
That
Just
was a good
some-
moment, but now I'm scared.
What
All
type
good
of monsters
moments
out
require
here?
a little
Why
bit
do
of
you
fear.
ask? Why do you want to know?
So,
What are you
But the
planning?
reason I'm scared is because this man took it and ran with it. He is like, nope, you're not getting another shot to go in the morning. You're not getting another shot to get anything. He's like, you're going now.
so
Suck it.
as he takes off in that direction, you're done.
Yeah, I was just talking to Margaret and Paul.
Eclipse is done.
Gonna go to Cerseus is
Cerseus
definitely
is
done.
Cersei is continuing on throughout the
Cerseus is definitely
Hector was looking for Rona.
Yes.
Bum bum bum.
I'd say like you talked to a couple of guests a little bit or whatever while looking for Rona and then decided maybe she left. So you stumble across, you go outside and you look around, and within a few minutes you find, hey, that's the temple. Because you heard a tree fall and you went in that direction. But you go over there, you see a felled tree, and then the temple. You walk in just as she's finishing up her second conversation with Ozymachus. You open the door. You make it.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. You open the door just as
It'd
you
be
hear
really funny if it is,
Ozymachus. You open the door just as you hear Ozymachus. Well, actually, no. From where you are, you wouldn't hear it, but you see Ozymachus say one last thing to her and then disappear as her projection spell ends. The door opens. You turn. Hector has arrived.
Hey.
Hey, I just miss you at the party. Just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. No. No. This is new. This is new for me. Just trying to get some advice, I guess. And I feel like we're being watched all the time, everywhere. So I knew it wouldn't happen here.
Understand. Well, I'll leave you to your thoughts. You know where to find me. I'm gonna go talk to Ashenga. I'm gonna talk to Ashenga tomorrow. Try and meet with Eric. If she wanted to come with.
I would, please.
All right. And with that, everyone will long rest. The next day will commence.
As a note, I don't think Rona sleeps.
Okay. You want to take a level of exhaustion?
That's probably not wise, but yes.
Also,
What?
something Cerseus would have done while he was on the island, he would have grabbed a couple stones from the beach on land
Okay.
Just so he could come back.
so he could come back.
Okay,
I wanna
that's
point that
fine.
out. So you're not
You
like,
did say you were
you're
going to
not
grab
like
something.
2 days later. What object did you grab? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just use
Telescope.
the teleport circle.
Do the spells come? I haven't done this like in forever. Do I long rest and then take a level of an exhaustion, or like my spent
You don't
spell
long
slots
You
are
just- you
spent?
just-
Okay,
You're not
that's what I
long
thought.
resting. You're just going to
Long
add
rest.
One.
a level of exhaustion.
That is what I thought. just
I
wanted to
would
verify.
replenish haste in the Moonblade before I went to sleep.
Okay.
Just so it's
Who's-
like,
Yeah. Who's Hector gonna go see again?
Ashenga.
bum bum bum.
Spell that for me.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. So Ashenga's name is spelled ASHENGA space
Last name.
YOR. Ashenga Yor.
Black
Just
tiefling.
put an E on
Around the
end.
50s and 60s, ram like horns. Got to
Nope,
walk.
there is no E on the end. It is YOR.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah. 2 years of a lie.
Actually, does Hector remember, or does Hector know that Eclipse was given Var's bracelet?
Worst part is we actually never came.
We
to
never did.
that. It was, hey, there's that thing, and then
Because
just
I remember Var came to her in a
Var said-
dream, and we never hooked up after that.
Yeah.
Rona literally has
Rona,
two
you can connect to
around her wrist.
you can connect to Eclipse, but that's
I can, yes.
you like wake up, look at the two bracelets, you're like, oh shh.
Nike.
You know
But
what?
everyone-
I should really go for some new jewelry.
Some new blade.
Everyone will long rest
But Rona.
Don't look at me like that.
except Rona. I will start with Rona and Hector in the morning. Hector or Rona, you do not sleep. All night you have spent awake, tossing and turning, trying to figure out what it all means.
She probably spent the majority of her night at the temple. Like,
I figured.
just like classic, like crime novel. Like, there's stuff
tell me you
all
have-
over the walls.
Please tell me you have the cork board with the red yarn like everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't know where you got a cork board of yarn, but it's there.
There's like maps everywhere.
So yeah, you've got all this planning out.
And then probably around like, I don't know, 5 or 6 in the morning, she would have wandered back, tried to sleep, and could not. And that's where she is.
So you will wake up next to Hector. Hector.
You look terrible.
She's gonna like run her hand through her hair. That is exactly what a girl wants to hear first thing in the morning. Very well done. Well done.
I will never lie to you.
Thank you.
It's turned an insult sweet.
For better or worse.
Do you have like a washroom or something I can splash some water on my face, put color back into it?
Yes.
No, head that way.
All right. It's got,
Sorry.
your typical
Give me some-
private room. You're privy. So you do that. Wake yourself up as best you can. Exhaustion's still there. You go to meet Kerrig, I presume.
I told him to meet me at first light at the Great Hall. I'm going to be standing in front of the Great Hall doors with the doors closed, waiting for him with a surprise behind the doors.
Okay.
That's right.
Hector, I can't wait.
No, to be-
She like
you know what?
she splashes water on her face, and she's like, "Oh no!"
I totally meant because Dylan and Cassie talks. I know we already covered it, but I would have brought it up talking to her when I went to the temple to ask her about that because I know she was.
Okay, as long as we've talked about it, I would have felt so bad.
So,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dylan fucked up because I totally meant to
Imagine
do
it's
that,
like
but I didn't.
this.
Hector, you go to stand at the front. Kerrig is making his way up. Good morning, Hector. I mean, my king.
You can call me Hector. It's fine. At least when no one else is around.
So, what did you want to talk about?
I have an offer for you.
All right.
I've been working on something. I'd like you to be a part of it. It's like, how do you feel about heights? I'm going to turn around, I'm going to push open the doors. I'm going to have Icaro sitting in full barding on the other side.
Never been in the air, but willing to try. Is falling as painful as everyone says it is?
What kind of question
Right.
is that?
Someone's afraid of heights.
Yes.
No, landing
Yes,
is.
It's never the fall that kills you. It's the
It's
sudden stop
sudden
that
stop. It hurts.
You're fine falling unless you clip a bird.
Okay.
Just, follow my instruction and you'll never know.
Tell me what to do.
Right. So, this is Ikaros. Basically been my closest friend for the past year. Closest non-humanoid friend. And then I'll go
Rana
through,
just,
the
like, peeks her
steps
head out.
yeah. I would go through. I'd pull Ikaros out, outside. I'd go through the steps of getting Ikaros accustomed to Kerrig and everything. Just talking him through this. Here's your stirrups. Here's where you hold on to. Here's where you clench your knees. Here's everything else. Here's a couple commands so you know what to do. And one day I plan on having a lot of these, and they're going to follow me where I go. And I want you to be the first one in that force. So, climb up here, strap your foot in, wrap your arms around
Right.
this, hold on to this, don't let go.
Okay.
When you're ready, give the command, which I would have whispered to him where Ikaros didn't hear it, where he knows it.
You get in real close. You whisper it. Say it.
What's here?
O tier.
Yo, here.
Yo tier. He just takes off. Ikaros just takes him up into the sky, and he'll disappear for a moment. Couple moments. You just can barely hear. As Ikaros is dive bombing.
Oh,
Just
I thought it was falling.
takes him for a ride. And as he kind of levels out and starts to ascend again, you hear woo! Just like real happy. Having a blast. But as you do that, Eldon, your day starts.
Yeah. Alon's kind of like dragging his feet this day, because he knows like this is the end of the vacation. He's kind of, as opposed to like waking up early every day, kind of like taking care of making a cup of coffee. He's just dreading And once it's like around noon or so, he's gonna talk with Bessie and talk with Ursu and just kind of explain the situation that vacation's over. I gotta go. But come noon, it would be Elon's full kitted out, talking to Bessie, giving her lots of love, Ursu giving lots of love. And then he'd reach into the bracelet and ask just where Hector and Rona are, because everything's done and he's ready for the next step.
Noon. Okay, Hector and Rona aren't there yet.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the morning is spent being as lovey-dovey as like best he can before
Okay.
he has to go help save the world once again.
all right.
Gross.
So Eclipse. You wake up in the guards' barracks to people making some freshly cooked bacon in the morning. It's not fish, but it still smells pretty good. I think you're muted.
I'm down for bacon.
All right, so you join the guards in the barracks as you engorge yourself on some bacon.
I feel like Eclipse is 100% food motivated.
And then you, for your full day of learning, you head over to your master, the teacher. All right.
Yep.
We'll say you start at like 7 a.m. So you will, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 600 gold. You embark on your day full of learning.
Yeah.
And as for Cerseus, you wake up on a boat. Your
I
father,
feel like okay.
your father is already up and sailing. Like, just excited. And as you wake up, he turns back to you. Cerseus! Look! And he looks over to you and he stops talking. He stares at you for a moment. What happened to you?
No,
And-
no.
Enough time without the armor, the demonic appearance has returned. Your horns are back.
Figures.
Your skin burnt. And your feet painful, almost as if you're transforming into something cloven.
Cerseus is back.
What?
Yeah, baby.
And with that,
Uh,
we end the session.
Ah.
So,
that's where you're gonna end it.
I guess you know what the armor does.
That's all it does. It's not special.
See, you found out
Yikes.
what it did without having to go over
It's
there.
not special in any way. It's just like that's the only thing that happens.
So yeah, we're gonna leave it with that.
my
Thank you,
gosh.
Traveler, for watching. We hope you enjoyed. I think most of us did. Maybe except poor Tyler. But
How many
Thank you.
times am I gonna change races, man?
2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
and then 5 step backs, 2 steps forward, and then 7 back, and then
Yeah.
But thank you for
Oddly,
watching,
8
Traveler.
to the side.
Stay safe out there, and remember to keep moving forward. Goodbye.
Oh, no.